I gotta be honest with you guys, this is actually V2 of this video, and the reason why I scratched version 1 is because it just took me so long to explain the massive amount of features of the Baton 3 Pro Max in the standard format that I like to do. So in this video, most of it is actually going to be on the tabletop, but I feel like that's the right way to show you the features so you can get the most close-up, best look of the lights while I'm talking about them. Now, since we are talking about the Baton 3 Pro Max in this video, and it is a new product that is on sale right now during our first sale of the year, I'm going to give one away to a lucky winner in the comments section down below. Now, the cool thing is you will actually be able to choose the color that you want as long as we actually still have them by the end of this sale. But keep in mind, no matter what, the winner will get an awesome Baton 3 Pro Max. Now, in order for you guys to enter, all you have to do is make sure you're subscribed to this channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Also, give this video a thumbs up, hit that like button, and also leave one comment down below letting us know what is your favorite feature of the Baton 3 Pro Max. I'm going to pick a winner once the sale is finished, so good luck with that, and make sure that you enter before you move on to another video. Now, just as a quick overview before we go to the tabletop, this is the max version of the Baton 3 Pro. So in terms of the overall profile and design, they are very similar, but of course this one is larger because it does come with a 5,000 milliamp 21700 battery, allowing us to have incredible performance and run times on these compared to the previous Baton 3 Pro. These have 2500 lumens compared to the 1500 lumens. It's got 1,000 more lumens than the Baton 3 Pro, which I thought was astounding. I originally thought probably have around 2,000 lumens, but 2,500 really was an incredible thing to hear. Also, it does have some upgraded features and even a new feature for the battery level indicator because it has a motion sensor inside of it. How cool is that? Now, with all of that said, let's go ahead to the tabletop, take a look at these up close, and talk about all the features and how it compares to the previous Baton 3 Pro. Now, I figured the most efficient way and the best way to show you the features of the new Baton 3 Pro Max is to show it right here on the tabletop up close, while also comparing it to the original Baton 3 Pro. Now, obviously, it has that Max name because of the upgraded performance, but in order to get that extra performance, it is slightly larger. So let's go over a couple of specs right here while you're actually looking at the differences in size. So the Baton 3 Pro Max has a length of 4.49 inches. So we got a 4.5 inch light right here. Now, if we look at the Baton 3 Pro, it is 3.99 inches. So it's literally a half an inch longer, but in terms of the length of a standard pocket with jeans or slacks or anything like that, this is still way shorter than the actual length of your pocket. So in terms of carrying this, I don't think that change in length really makes a difference with how it feels in your pocket. Now, the next dimension that actually matters here is going to be the diameter of the light. Now, of course, the Baton 3 Pro Max diameter is going to be slightly larger than the Baton 3 Pro because it has a 21700 battery instead of the 18650 battery, along with the larger LED and all of that. So with the Max right here, it is 1.02 inches, and then with the Pro right here, it is 0.91 inches. Again, really not that big of a deal, especially considering that you're getting so much more performance out of this light and the run times with the 21700. I think it's a very small sacrifice to make considering that the Max really isn't that big of a deal to carry on a daily basis. I mean, we did create it for you guys to carry it and have it be a part of your EDC, and it's definitely in that size range to be okay. Another important factor for an EDC light is going to be the weight. So for the aluminum version of the the Baton 3 Pro Max, so that would be the green and the black version. It's 5.22 ounces. Now, of course, when we bring in the magnesium alloy version right there, it's going to be slightly less at 4.73 ounces. So really not that big of a deal. I have pocket knives that are in that kind of 5-ounce range, so I mean, it's pretty close to the weight of, you know, a full-sized pocket knife. Now, if we look at the Pro right here, it is 3.63 ounces because of course it's smaller, has a smaller battery and all of that. So if the size is a really big deal for you and that the weight being, you know, around that 5-ounce range, if that's a really big deal for you, then it might be a little bit more comfortable to carry the Pro right here. But again, I think it's a small compromise to make with the absolute amazing advances with performance and run times with the Max. Now, the only other real physical difference I wanted to show you guys is just how much larger the clip is on the Max right here compared to the Pro. They are the exact same design, but it is significantly wider and significantly longer to compensate with this light being slightly heavier compared to the Pro. Now, when you purchase the Baton 3 Pro Max, these are the accessories that you're going to get in the package. They just come with it, so it's just a part of the price. So right here we have this cool little L-dock right here that's made out of metal, and it has 3M tape. So basically what you're going to do is stick this to a wall, and then when you want to store your light, you're actually going to store it upside down, hanging just like that. So whenever you need the light, you're just going to grab it off of the little mount right here, use it as you please, and then put it back when you're done, so that way you never lose it and it's in the same place all the time. It also comes, of course, with our magnetic charger. I'm really digging these new black chargers right here. They used to be kind of a bright blue, but we switched it up and now we have this matte finish black here. I think it looks great. So all you do is you just slap it onto the back right there and then plug it in USB to any power source that you may have. So really awesome there. Of course, there is the 5000 milliamp 21700 battery that is inside of the light when you get it. Just make sure that you remove the little plastic film in between the head and the battery. We put that in there for shipping safety. Also, it does come with this really cool pouch where you can store all kinds of accessories and things like that. Maybe you have some other flashlights you can put in this as well. So really nice accessory set here with the Baton 3 Pro Max. Now, we added a really cool feature with the side switch right here, and basically you can see it right there. We put a motion sensor in here that gives you your battery level. Now, of course, this one's fully charged. I did charge it before the video, but as you can see, when I do kind of a normal movement with the light, it actually pops up to where you can see your battery level. Now, if it was around medium, this would actually be yellow right here, and then if it was around 10%, it would be a solid red, and then it would actually be a blinking red if you're around 5% battery. So you don't even have to turn the light on to see what your battery level is. I think it's a very smart and just strategic feature to put in an EDC light. Now, if you remember with the original Baton 3 Pro, and I've actually received a lot of questions about this, with these, we did get a few complaints about the proximity sensor here being just a little bit too sensitive. People said, you know, if the front is kind of dirty, then it might accidentally dim down without objects in front of it. So what we decided to do with some of the other colors, including the orange and the purple version of the Baton 3 Pro, is we actually deactivated and removed the proximity sensor. So just keep that in mind for the orange and the purple version if you have some newer editions of those colors. Now, with this one, we actually went back to the drawing board and did a lot of modifications with the proximity sensor. So now it is much less sensitive, and if you have lint or anything like that on the front of the lens from carrying in your pocket, it's not going to accidentally activate the proximity sensor. Now, with all of that said, you can actually deactivate the sensor here on the Max. All you have to do is plug in the light. So you need to attach the little magnetic charger, and then you have to hold down the switch for a few seconds. What that's going to do is that's going to lock out the light, and then when you take it out of lockout, you'll actually not have the proximity sensor activated anymore. So the main thing here is, if you're watching this right now and you're like, to heck with that proximity sensor, I don't want that at all, well, you can actually take it off of the Max. It's really up to you at your own discretion. But with the modifications that we did to it, I think it actually works super well now on the Max. So personally, I've kept it activated and it's been perfectly fine carrying it for the past few weeks. Now, one of the really cool and exciting things, especially for a flashlight nerd like me, is we actually did some third-party testing on this light, and we realized that the way that you are able to access the turbo mode is much better than the previous Baton lights that we've offered in the past. So the actual driver in this light is boosted, allowing us to draw more voltage to the LED for a longer period of time. So what that means is on this light, you will actually be able to access the 2500 lumen turbo mode all the way down to 60% battery level. And then when it goes below that 60%, you're still actually able to get a little bit of a modified turbo setting. So you're not going all the way down to high. You actually are getting a slightly lower version of the turbo. So what that means is with this light, the highest setting is much more sustainable compared to the other EDC lights that we've offered in the past. Now, this is very exciting news, not only for Olight, but this is some advancements that we actually weren't capable of only just a few months ago. We're talking brand new technology in this thing. I love that we have a better way to draw the voltage from that battery to this large LED to get the highest performance for the longest period of time with the overall battery life. This is good stuff, guys. Now, even though it has a larger LED that is drawing more voltage from the battery itself, since this is a 5000 milliamp battery, this is actually still getting better run times than the lower output Baton 3 Pro. Let me give you an example. So when the light actually drops down in output from the turbo mode, it's drastically different. So the Pro version will drop down to 600 lumens, and that will last for 177 minutes. Now, with the Max, it will actually drop down to 800 lumens, which is 200 lumens more, and it lasts for 240 minutes. So you're getting higher output with much better run times here with the Max. Here's another one for you. We've got a 120 lumen setting on the Pro and a 120 lumen setting on the Max. So it's actually the same setting. On this one, it lasts for 17 hours. On this one, it lasts for 23 hours. So you're getting 6 more hours of output on literally the exact same mode with this light. So this is why I say the size difference is totally worth it in order to get much higher performance. I mean, there's 1,000 more lumens in this, and it's really not that much bigger, guys. All right, guys, we are out here in the park. I got the camera on manual mode, so it shouldn't mess with the way the performance looks too much. Obviously, it will be slightly different than being here in person, but the point is to give you the idea of what it looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and turn on the Baton 3 Pro, and I'll go ahead and jump it up to turbo right here. And you can see the 1500 lumens. And keep in mind, this is a very long walkway right here. I mean, I've got nice hot spot here at the bottom. When I go up, obviously the throw isn't too strong on this little EDC light running off of an 18650 battery, but that should give you an idea of what the Baton 3 Pro performance looks like. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and jump over to the Baton 3 Pro Max, and we'll show you just how much brighter this is. So you can see here, less of a defined hotspot because of that larger LED that it has in order for us to get the larger performance. So we've got a larger LED die, which means that it's going to be floodier with a less pronounced hotspot. I actually like floody beams for EDC because most of the time I'm pretty much just looking for things that are pretty close to me anyways. I'm not really looking at things super far away with a little pocket flashlight. But you can see here, we see a lot more of the sidewalk, a lot more up ahead. You can see this tree right here to the left. We got another tree right there to the right. And I'm just real happy with the performance because, again, this is not a big flashlight, guys. It's a small one. Now let's go ahead and tap on the neutral white, and you can definitely tell the difference in tone there. Much more of a yellowish, more natural looking tone. Really nice looking tone here for EDC tasks. Honestly, the clarity of these benches right here and the clarity of the imperfections in the sidewalk and things like that, I can actually see that a lot better here with the neutral white beam compared to the cool white. So in terms of just having a nice pocket flashlight, I almost kind of prefer this neutral white here. Now, the warm white version right here is sold out. We had a very low quantity for the sale, so just keep in mind you actually can't buy this one, which is why I'm showing it here at the end. But you can see here, I mean, it's it's almost an orange beam. I mean, it looks wild compared to even the neutral white version. So now let's jump back and forth just a little bit to give you more perspective. So here is cool white. You can see there that it's definitely much more of an almost kind of bluish, just pure white beam. And then we will jump over to the neutral white again, and you can see that it's a much more warmer tint, especially when I'm shining it on these benches right here on the left. You can really get a sense of the differences in the tint. You can see there, cool white, neutral white, cool white, neutral white, and then neutral white. You can see nice beam here. I can see really far out here as well. So good stuff on this beam, man. Really nice looking beam here for an EDC, whether you go with the cool white or the neutral white version. All right, I think we did it, guys. We talked about the differences between the Max and the Standard Pro, talked about the performance, showed you the accessories that it came with, talked about the different versions of the lights. I mean, we pretty much went over it all. Now, keep in mind that we've been making the Baton series of lights for over 10 years. I mean, these small pocket flashlights are our bread and butter. This is what Olight is known for, and honestly, what made us a famous brand in the flashlight industry. So have confidence in purchasing a Baton series light from Olight if you haven't before, because we're one of the people that have been doing it the longest, and we've been making the most advanced products in the industry. Also, keep in mind that we do have a 30-day return policy on our website. Now, I don't think you're going to return these just based on how awesome they are, but keep in mind that there is that backup plan if you don't end up liking the light. Now, we do have a sale on these, up to 40% off going on our website right now. Now, this is a special flash sale introductory offer that we're doing on these lights, so you can get a much better price on these products compared to when we are normally going to sell them after the sale. But again, keep in mind that you do have that 30-day return policy, so it's all good. Please give it a shot. Just use the link in the description down below. Pick yours up from our official website, olightstore.com, and I promise you guys are going to love it. Thank you so much for watching this product overview on this. I hope it was efficient and just showed you everything that you need to know about this light. We will be coming out with more reviews on our newer products, so make sure you subscribe to this channel and enter the giveaway to win one of these as well before you leave this video. Thank you guys so much. Go visit the sale. We got tons of stuff at the best prices, and we'll see you in the next video.